welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the mighty River Trent. And as you've probably guessed, we started way back at Dunham Bridge and we're heading upstream. We're heading to North Clifton, South Clifton. We're going to pick up the Trent Valley Way, head through those villages, and then turn back just after South Clifton, sorry, and then walk back along the bank under Fledborough viaduct. We've got a couple of trigs to bag, hopefully, if it's not too muddy, but the ground's nice and frozen, so we should be good. We're going to get up onto Clifton Hill, and one of the most amazing views of the Trent Valley you could possibly ever see. What else we got? We've got church. We might nip into Clifton Church as well. So we're going to look at Fledborough viaduct and then pick up what else we can see along the way. Sit back and enjoy this because it's stunning. It is beautiful, and you can tell we're early in spring. You can hear the birds are just starting to pipe up a little bit more in the mornings. Sun's got a bit more warmth and strength to it. So we've done it last day of winter, we've got through it, and it's been absolutely abysmal. This winter's been abysmal, apart from about 4 days where it's been decent, but this is glorious, absolutely glorious. Just come down off the bank onto this boat pontoon, floating pontoon. Obviously this bit of the river's tidal. It's quite high up actually. We'll do some big tides over the next couple or 3 days, and obviously it's still winter in it, so there's a little bit more water in it anyway. You've got there, these floating pontoons obviously move with the tide and the levels of the water up and down those pillars. That bridge bit's on a hinge by the looks of it, and it'll all go up and down. But yeah, the river is so calm. I could stand there all day and watching this, just making its way by. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Right, our first little point of interest is just up this hill. It's amazing, Lincolnshire. Lincolnshire's as flat as a pancake, but every hill you come to, it's solid vertical. You need to be a mountain goat. But now when the sun's right in your eyes and you can't see where you're going. But at the top of here was once a Roman fort back in the day. What a view. What a view. That's looking back down towards Gainsborough. Cotton Power Station in the foreground. West Burton. It's over towards Nottinghamshire. Stunning. But there is a better view than this down there, but we'll come to that later on. So this area up atop this hill is known as Newton Cliff. That little village sort of just there where that bus is just passing, you can see the bus there. That's Newton on Trent. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, fantastic view of Fledborough viaduct as well. I don't think you can pick that up there, but that's kind of where we're heading. You can just make it out. As clear as it is, it's a little bit hazy still. And sometimes you can see Lincoln Cathedral, but it's too hazy. Anyway, I digress. Newton Cliff was once the site of a Roman fort. Vexillation Fortress, which is a bit of a, I think, which was like a bit of a temporary sort of camp, I think. Obviously well situated because Lincoln, 10 miles or so that way, major Roman occupancy in Lincoln. Ermine Street nearby, and maybe 7 or 8 miles down that way, another major crossing across the river, which we talked about in the previous video. Littleborough, or the old Roman name, Segalocum. Look at this, this is beautiful. Do you know what, it's mornings like this, it makes you glad to be part of this world. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It's a lone angler, looks like he's just packing up. Popular for fishermen around here. If you're into your fishing, you probably know it well. This is Dunham Dubs. The river, there's a sharp sort of hairpin turn that way, and then the same that way, and it makes its way up under Fledborough viaduct. It's so calm. It's so calm. Hardly a breath of wind. Right, I've just had to crouch down and be really quiet. I daren't move. Now, the Trent is home to many things. Birds, fish. There's been some random things in there. We've had seals, we've had porpoises. We've even had things like catfish and sturgeon in the Trent. But I've never seen anything like this before. Like I said, I dare not move. I don't know what to do. I can't get my phone out of my pocket to ring the emergency services. Shit. I have to be really quiet and hope it's not hungry. I have to scoot my way around, be really quiet. I've never known anything like this come out of the Trent before. I'll try and show you. It's a croc! Crocs in the Trent. Oh, I'll tell you what, in this shade it's proper chilly. But I'm actually winning today with the old layering system. I've only got a base layer and a mid layer. Admittedly, in this shade it's pretty damn chilly, but out in the sun, perfect. I think for the first time in about 15 years I've actually got a layering system right. I'm either too hot, too cold. It's a nightmare, isn't it? I'm crap at layering. Anyway, I digress. Let's look at those colours. Absolutely a joy to be out. Alright, so we're heading straight on. There's a trig to bag somewhere down here, but that's the way we'll be coming back. So we're going to do straight down there, loop round, back down the bank. Whey! And fall over a stick. Shall I leave that in? Might as well have a bit of comedy. It's not comedy, is it? It's just some bloke falling over a stick. Paddy McGuinness levels of comedy. There's nothing better, is there, than that crunch of the frost under your boots. And a woodpecker. I can't hear woodpeckers without thinking of Predator, you know, the film Predator. I don't know where it is. It's up there somewhere. See if we can see it. I love it. I absolutely love being out in this sort of stuff. Right, so I've just passed through North Clifton. I didn't do any filming because it's where I came out. It's basically the high street and people's houses, and I don't like filming in like streets and stuff. I think it's a bit weird. I'm not weird, but it makes me feel a bit uncomfortable sort of filming people's houses and stuff like that. I personally wouldn't want a gimp like me with a GoPro filming my house at 9:30 in the morning, but there we go. We're on Church Lane in between North and South Clifton. There's Fledborough viaduct and one of our wonderful Lincolnshire farmers doing a thing, a smoky thing, whatever that is. So our next port of call will be Fledborough viaduct, then onto the church well, the church actually serves North and South Clifton, but we'll pop our heads in the church if it's open. Now, if you've seen any of the River Trent flood videos that I've done, you'll recognise this. This is one of the places I come to have a look. This is Fledborough even, viaduct. So the village of Fledborough is a couple of miles that way, and Lincoln's that way. This viaduct used to carry the Chesterfield to Lincoln main line across the river. It's 814 metres long, 59 glorious brick arches, which you can't quite see yet. We'll actually get a better look when we go back underneath it on the way back. But in the middle there's 4 steel girder spans. It's made up of 9 million bricks. Personally counted by me yesterday when I was doing a little bit of research for this walk. But it's similar to Torksey Viaduct, which is about 5 miles that way. Disused, but reimagined for people like me to walk across. It's actually route 647 on the National Cycle route. I'm not sure whereabouts it goes from that way, but I know in that direction it comes out, I believe, around Skellingthorpe area. I don't know exactly how far it goes. It might go towards kind of the Fosdyke Canal, I think, but I know it goes through Skellingthorpe. Anyway, so it was opened in 1897. Should get a better view. So there's the steel spans. There's some of the arches. So we'll get a better look when we get down onto the bank down there, because we'll be going that way back. Yeah, opened in 1897. But passenger services were mainly stopped by the mid-60s, and then it was just just used for coal transportation to what was just there, which was High Marnham Power Station. But we'll talk about that a bit later on. Then it closed for good in early 1980 after a train collision damaged the track. So they ripped it up and made it into this, which is wonderful, rather than just sat here going to rack and ruin. Cycle route, walking route, wonderful. And I said about the graffiti, there's some really cool graffiti up here. I think some of it's done by the school, I think. So Queen Eleanor was the wife of, I can't remember which king, but I know she died at Harby, I do believe, which is just down that way, a few miles down that way. That's maybe a story for another day. It rings a bell. I don't know 100%, but it definitely rings a bell. I think that's a little nod to our RVF stations. See, some people would turn their nose up at this, wouldn't they? But why would you? I think it's lovely. It's great. Anyway, a lot of artwork created by people of all ages from surrounding areas during 2012 to 2013. All images relate to places and events in the Trent Vale. There's a wonderful river down there, a lone angler. It kind of starts off nice and pink and fluffy, like images of the county and stuff that kids have done, and it kind of gets a bit more dark and sinister and political the further along you come. But we don't do politics on this channel, so I'm not going to show some of it. We'll just get to the end of it. I think, oh, here we go, look, it's getting a bit more... There's the river again. It's hardly moving. I don't know what time the tide is today. Getting a bit more colourful now, look, again. Fledborough Viaduct Brewery. Here we go. Save energy, walk it, bike it. Never a true word spoken. Walk it. Walk it for yourself, walk it for your head, walk it for your body. But that's Sister Wendy showing you all that. Remember Sister Wendy? That nun who used to do the art things on the telly back in the day. No? Look it up. Look it up. Horner's tip of the day. Alright, so we're kind of halfway between North and South Clifton. Let's come up to the church, which is a shared church. I don't know if it's open. We'll have a look, see if it's open. It's Church of St George and the Martyr. Grade 2 listed. And crows, why is it you always get crows around churches? Weird. I think it's actually closed, actually. Yeah, it's shut. I feel a bit weird going in churches anyway. I think they're strange places. Beautiful, but strange. Right, so we've just come out of South Clifton village, just down there. Again, there's many houses and stuff. So I didn't do hardly any filming apart from a little plaque. Things you learn about, eh? And the people that you learn about. Yeah, we're just coming coming up Clifton Hill. I'm going to bag our first trig of the walk, and this is one of the best little views you could ever possibly wish for. But don't tell no one where you keep it secret. It's an absolute perler. I'll just come up to this gate at the top of Clifton Hill, and if there's ever a moment where you need to lose a little bit of poundage, fuck's sake. Can't even fit through gates now. What's going on? I need to lay off the cakes and chocolate and little hidden picnic bars inside my rucksack. Clifton Hill. Clifton Hill trig. A mighty 23 metres above sea level. What a view. Right, so the river runs kind of around the back of them trees there. So that's the course of the river now. But over time, the river used to come round the side of the hill, just along the bottom there, and where that water is there, that is the old course of the river. So you can kind of follow it meandering around this hill. So it swoops around that way and then off, and it joins the river up somewhere just in between those two pylons in the distance there. It's crazy how much it's moved. What's that? That must be, I don't know, 300 metres, something like that. So we're just coming up to what's left of High Marnham power station. I think it's the pump house bit, which is down on the side of the bank of the Trent. But just past those pylons behind them trees was where High Marnham power station stood. Operational from 1962 till 2003. And it was about 10 years later, I think it was, when the towers got demolished. And Cottam and West Burton will soon be falling under the same fate, unfortunately. So we had West Burton, Cottam and High Marnham. It was known as Megawatt Valley. Cool name that is. That sounds like some way to take your kids. I'm just going to Megawatt Valley. Yeah, there's I'm sure it's like a old pump house, that bit of building there, and a bit of a jetty as well. We'll see. There's a load of people fishing down here, so I might not do much filming. So I don't know if you can recall when I was up on that viaduct. So oh, look, there's a lone angler down there. Anyway, that lone angler is actually a horse and a sheep. A random sheep. It's giving me a bit of a psycho stare outlook, so I'm going to give him a wide berth. That's it, mate, you get your head down and have that grass. How peculiar. Anyway, here's a better view of that magnificent Fledborough viaduct. We didn't have to build things properly back in the day, didn't we? Can you imagine building something like that now? It'd take about 300 years, be about 40 million billion zillion pound over budget. You wouldn't be able to do half of it because of health and safety. Just did things properly, didn't they? Right, so on the last leg of our little wander from Dunham to Clifton, I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely roasting. I'm not taking my hat off because I need a haircut and I look like an out of work actor. But the ducks are still loving it. I'm still loving it. Glorious day, glorious day. Alright, so our first stop is this bridge here. That's the Dunham Aqueduct or Dunham Water Bridge, whichever you want to call it. But there's a pipe, you see the grey pipe running along. That carries water from Elkersley, about 10 miles in that direction, straight over the river, underground all the way to Lincoln. So that's Lincoln's water, well, one of Lincoln's water supplies. You see the pipes there? And then we come to the wonderful Dunham Bridge, which carries the A57 that way towards sort of the A1 Sheffield way on, and over to Lincolnshire towards Lincoln. So the bridge was originally opened in 1832 and was preceded by the Trent ferry, which would have, there's a causeway behind that tree where the flood bank is, and the ferry would have come across this way prior to the bridge being built. Well, it's kind of a bridge of two halves really. That's this stonework that you can see, and those stone pillars, that's all original from the original build. And in the late 70s, when it needed modernising, revamping for all the extra traffic, that's when they chucked all the steel work up. I love being under bridges. Weird. It's weird. And this area on the Lincolnshire side is quite interesting. In the 1800s, the Trent Navigation Company was set up, kind of to utilise a bit more the river, make it a bit more navigable. And a bit easier for the working boats. Now this bridge here, I'll get down to it in a second. And this bit of a car park, which is, well, it's a car park now, but you can make out this banking. This all used to be a hell of a lot deeper. and it was actually a wharf. I'll get down here and show you better. So all the boats from the river, so you got to imagine this is a good 10 foot deeper, more. All the boats from the river, barges carrying the goods, coal, textiles, food, grain, you name it. They will come off the river under this bridge into this little wharf. Obviously now it's all silted up and it's been filled in, just used as a car park now. And the bridge that goes over it was built to allow the horses that used to pull the barges up and down the river safe access across the top of the wharf. So you can imagine back in the day how busy this would have been. Major trading route. There have been boats going back and forth under the bridge, horses back and forth across the top of the bridge, pulling barges along. But you can see better there, the Dunham ferry, where that tree is a, you might just be able to make out the bit of a farmer's track across the top of the flood bank. That's where the causeway would have come down, the causeway's behind it. And that's where the ferry would have been, pretty much where that tree is. Obviously now, there's the toll plazas there, where that lorry's parked, waiting to pay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. Right, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm nearly back at the car, I've just got to go up the steps and back over the bridge, and I'm parked just on the other side there. So as always, thank you for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure taking you along with me today. I do love these bridges, being stood underneath, quite cool. Anyway, as I was saying, it's been a pleasure bringing you along. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button for more nonsense like this. So keep talking, stay safe, and I shall see you very soon on whatever adventure we go on next.